Liftoff of the Space Shuttle Atlantis. Mission resupply and to do research at the International Space Station. Houston, now controlling
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the OZone. Apologize my absence yesterday. I was a little under the weather, so apologies to all of you and to K-Nebs. But yeah, my ass was staying in bed yesterday, but feel much better today. Ready to rock and roll and talk about Banana Man, Ray Comfort here in a minute. But again, thank you for hanging out with me this afternoon. And just a couple things to plug for Tart, and conveniently my website decided to go down. So let's pull this back up here. Schedule. Thank you, website. All right. So I just finally got one I've been working on here for several weeks. I got another debate booked. It's going to be, well, the topic will be is atheism, hold on, why isn't it up here? Well, anyway, it's going to have T-Jump and Godless Engineer versus Matt Adams and David Gonzalez. For those familiar with our channel, David Gonzalez, every once in a while pops on, met him via TikTok, but the topic is atheism rational, and that will be fun. That will be on the 15th, so not this Friday, but the following Friday. That'll be awesome. And then, as I've said, since we started the OZone here, we have Dave Warnock coming on the 17th, after a couple days after that. And then on the 23rd, we have the 6-member panel discussion on who was Jesus, who was or is Jesus, however you want to ask that question, but we'll have that. And then after that, we're going to be watching the Ray, so looking at Ray Comfort's name, we're going to have the Conor McGregor fight. And if you want to hang out and watch that with us, all you have to do is email me, austin@tart.live, and I'll get you added to the list, and we'll get going. Blazing Wizard says that mousy voice, by the way, is how Oz sounds when he sings it. You're pretty close. You're pretty close. Chris Schuler, take it easy on Ray. His heart's in the right place. Well, you know, maybe I don't know. After the same argument all the time, and it had been debunked, Chris, I'd hope he'd at least get away from, have you ever lied? Have you ever cheated? Well, yeah, no shit. All of us have. But Chris, glad you're hanging out with us. Uh, 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 all right. I think that's all I need to plug for Tart as of right now. Oh, on the 30th, there's a young woman on TikTok. Her username is Infidel Noodle. She's a former Muslim and now atheist, and she's going to be on with us on the 30th, and I'm really looking forward to that one. I think this will be a great interview, great conversation, because I don't think I know many times theists of all beliefs, but especially Americanized Christians, as I refer to them, they have this, not all, but some have this posture that they're always being attacked. Everybody's always trying to take their God and their belief away from them, and um, they're being persecuted. I'm sorry if you live in America, especially if you've never been outside of the states, you don't know what persecution is for your faith. You don't know what it means to have your life threatened because you believe or decide you don't want to believe in a God or a deity. So I'm really looking forward to that because I think it'll shed a little different light than we're used to. Talking about leaving religion, because even in my leaving a faith and leaving religion, I as shitty as it was and as traumatic as it was, it really pales in comparison to what someone like her has to go through, where um, literally life and safety, are up in the air. So let's do this. Yeah, let's just get into it. I was going to talk about something else, but nope, feeling much better today. I think I slept almost all day yesterday, which that is a rare occasion that I just lay around. So maybe that was my body telling me to stop for a second. Who knows? Could have been. But without further ado, let's chop it up with all right. Oh, right. All right, let's get into it here. Now this is basically Ray. I think he's trying to claim that he's destroying the atheist argument. I think is what he's trying to say here. But we'll, as we always do, we'll kind of stop and chop it up, as we get through it. But yeah, it's only about 7 minutes long, but there's a lot of good conversation to have. And we're only 3 seconds in. Not even that. 9 seconds. I get what he's trying to say, but it's like I do you love every human being? That's a pet peeve of mine. Like you can't love every single. You can have love for humanity. You can have love for people, but there are people that I have love for them. I don't love them, and there's some people I just can't stand. I don't have love for them. So it's already not just Ray, but anybody you start off on that disingenuous foot, it's already like you don't even know me. You can have love for me, you don't love me. And I love that she understands marketing and wore the banana shirt. That's fucking awesome. And before Ray makes his point here, and that's where, Chris O'Leary, he's our dude here. Excuse me, Tart, Christian, but a friend of the channel, and that's where I question if Ray's heart is really in the right place. Because after you go through so long getting debunked so many times, are you really doing it because it's an honest position, or you know that this is how you make your money? And then what he goes into here, this is Yeah. Are you guys not getting audio? Let me check to make sure I get this done right. My bad, folks. It's my first time on the job. I'm already getting doctor pay here. All right, now let me know if you can hear.
Any beliefs. Here's one of many clips where I say that.
Can you hear now?
Are you an atheist?
Yes.
So you believe the scientific impossibility that nothing created everything? It's crazy talk.
What?
Is that what you believe? Nothing created everything?
I mean, it's terrible because it's another type of religion, atheism.
You
Sadly.
didn't answer the question. Do you seriously believe that nothing, which can't do anything because it's nothing, created everything? Flowers, birds, trees, sun, moon, stars.
All right, since we're not even 2 minutes into it, since you couldn't heard it, here, I'll start from the beginning because that's not fair.
And I care about you. I love every human being, and
My apologies, ladies and gentlemen.
Publicly and every means possible to say get right with God because you have to face Him on Judgment Day and you need a Savior. It's as simple as that.
He's had a debate on the atheist experience that I watched. They spelled it out for him. To see him use those same arguments that have been debunked time and time and time and time again, it's incredibly frustrating to me.
What you're getting wrong about atheists, what we don't like is that you assert those things and then you expect us to counter your assertion. We don't agree with your assertion in the first place.
And I'm just struggling with determining whether or not he really doesn't get it, or if he does and he just chooses to continue perpetuating the same arguments because he knows his audience is going to buy it.
I suspect that Jacqueline's referring to my continual assertion that an atheist believes the scientific impossibility that nothing created everything. Atheists say that's just not true, that no atheist believes that I'm misrepresenting their position. They maintain that they don't have any beliefs. Here's one of many clips where I say that.
And this is what Ray does, and as I'm sure most know, and this is where I think all of us as atheists have to have this conversation with people all the time. My lack of belief in a God or in a deity has nothing to do with origin. It's nothing to do with evolution. It's specifically a lack of belief or not believing in a God. So why we have to then wiggle around that or try to smuggle things in to try to I guess bolden your argument. I don't know, and I think that's why people say, one of the reasons people say Ray is so dishonest is because at every corner, at every turn that he can, he tries to smuggle in new definitions or bring back something out of nothing argument when we're simply talking about a God. Like it's a constant just going back to that. I think that's why he's become, a joke when it comes to this conversation.
Are you an atheist?
Yes.
So you believe the scientific impossibility that nothing
Thanks,
created
Charles
everything?
Balls.
It's crazy talk. Is that what you believe? Nothing created everything?
I mean, it's terrible because it's another type of religion, atheism. Sadly.
You didn't answer the question. Do you seriously believe that nothing, which can't do anything because it's nothing, created everything? Flowers, birds, trees, sun, moon, stars, seasons, marvels of your body, the baby, the kitten, the puppy, the pony, all these things happened because of an explosion caused by nothing, and it created everything. Order.
Tragedy. It's all tragedy.
I asked you if you believe that. I want to know if you really do believe that. Come on, Jose, fess up.
I don't believe.
And he always does this. He says, oh, well, if you're an atheist, that means you believe everything came from nothing. But It has nothing to do with our origins.
Understanding how nothing turned into something may be
What's up,
the
atheism?
greatest mystery of our universe.
Here are some of the leading atheists who believe the scientific impossibility that nothing created everything. Professor Richard Dawkins, physicist Paul Davies, Professor P.Z. Myers, physicist Stephen Hawking, physicist Victor J. Steiner, and of course, Professor Lawrence Krauss.
But again, the lack of belief in a God or a deity has nothing to do with Big Bang, origins, or evolution. Ray, that's what we're trying to tell you. And your banana pet.
And it means that our whole universe, everything we see, everything that matters to us today, could have arisen out of precisely nothing. It's possible, without any supernatural shenanigans, for matter and particles to be created from nothing.
Are you saying that there's energy in that nothing, in that space?
What's really remarkable is once you put gravity into the mix, you can have positive energy and negative energy.
Well, yes, the terminology saying atheists believe is where you get it wrong, because atheism is a lack of belief. It's the lack of a belief. Because atheism is simply about the lack of a belief in a deity. That's it, period. So if we're talking about atheism, it's strictly about the lack of a belief. That's it. Atheism is just about the lack of a belief in a God. To say atheists believe is where you hear the brakes screeching right there. Atheists lack belief in God. Right, end of story, right there.
Here's why saying that atheism is a lack of belief is so important. If they lack a belief, they think it gets them out of being accused of believing the scientific impossibility that nothing created everything.
I don't have that belief. Yeah, I don't have it. I lack that belief.
Belief is I don't believe in anything.
But that doesn't work. It's like saying, I have no belief in any builders. That means they by default believe that nothing built every building. Either something created everything.
Well, and a few good comments that I just threw up there on the screen. And the other thing is, and I've talked to my brother about this. It's, has his degree in theology and is a pastor and spends his life in this book and creationism and all that. And I think most folks would agree even at this point that just because let's say God was proven to be true today, the God does not disprove evolution, nor does evolution disprove a God. You could still have both at the same time. Because again, God and creationism, or in the creation, that's one thing, but the evolutionary process is another thing all by itself, because the evolution has nothing to do with the origins, with how everything fucking started. So I just don't understand why that always has to be piled on from a lot of the Christians, where it's like, well, if you're an atheist, then you must believe in this. No, how about you do this? Stop, ask, and listen. And so just if assuming, because I'm an atheist, that I believe or I think a certain way, I think that's fair. And I even say that all the time, atheists, we have to get better at that, because sometimes we're guilty of assuming, oh, you're a Christian, then you do, but we all need to get better at asking that. But don't just throw everybody in the same pot, because it's not even close to being accurate.
Or nothing created everything.
So, Bruce, correct me if I'm wrong. I believe an atheist thinks or believes the scientific impossibility that nothing created everything. Is that what you believe?
Oh, I just heard you. Yes, there actually, if you read a book about nothing, there's a thing called nothingness, which is truly nothing. And there's a thing called nothing, which means that it's out. Let's take a 1 cubic meter space with no atoms in it at all. That would be called nothing. But there's also
mediocre theologian. I got a lot of one-legged A's.
I know that's a little far-fetched. Have you heard that theory before?
Probably from Disney.
No, that's
so this nothing has got something in it. Is that what you're saying?
See what he did there? Oh yeah, I've heard it from Disney. But as soon as the atheist gets to their wits' end, and you tell someone like Ray that he lives in a fantasy land, then he gets upset and angry because they told him he lives in a fantasy land. Well, you don't get to tell this gentleman that's actually having a good conversation with you that what he's talking about you only hear it in Disney, and then if he shoots back and like, well, okay, your whole thing lives in a fantasy land. That's why you have to, if you're going to do that, be be honest on both sides. I just don't understand that. And Ray, keep in mind, almost all of us know the whole time you're doing this now, you're the same guy that talks about bananas squirting in your mouth. Just remember that. You think bananas peeled the wrong way are going to squirt in your mouth. It's disgusting.
Yes, even nothingness might have something in it.
Then it's not nothing, Bruce.
That's correct. It's not nothing. It's something.
What's up, baby?
The simplest version of nothing, it might be empty space, just the nothing of the Bible, an infinite, dark, empty void.
I'll raise the stakes a little bit. If there is a God, may he strike me dead.
Real quick pause. Hey, Chris, sorry to hear that, man. If you need to chat, hit me up on TikTok, message me. Hope you're all right, brother.
Well, atheism is a belief, so I'm not an atheist.
But you can't call atheism a belief.
Well, atheism is a belief, so I'm not an atheist.
I have a little aside here. I want to talk about a pet peeve just briefly. And, this is one of those things that annoys me no end. There's always somebody who pops up in the comments and he says, atheism is just the lack of belief in God.
It is not a belief. It is the lack of belief.
And I hate those guys. They're wrong. And I hate those guys. They're wrong.
There are people who will argue that atheism means lack of a belief in God. I don't particularly like that one. I've used it in the past. I've stopped using it.
Here's the definition of an atheist from the Cambridge Dictionary. Someone who believes that God does not exist. And from dictionary.com, the doctrine or belief that there is no God.
And this is one thing that I've really been concentrating on here lately with, especially when I'm talking to someone of any belief or whatever that's highly dogmatic in their approach. But let's talk specifically about Christians that walk in thick dogma. I guess we'll try to define it that way. Science, and so first and foremost, language is man-made. So, yes, you can have definitions, but as things evolve, people evolve, social society changes, and constructs change, and all that. The definitions can start to change or morph as those things do, as people change. And remember, that dictionary language is all man-made. So as we have these new perspectives, things will mold with that. That being said, when we use the word atheism, I think now as we continue to dig into science and what is the evidence, where does the evidence lie, what does it point to? I think the safer definition is a lack of belief based on the evidence or lack of evidence that we currently have, instead of just a point blank, I don't believe that there's a God. I think it's a little more complex, but a little more simple at the same time, if that makes any sense. But I think that what the Christians don't, how do I keep losing streams? Is it going? It's still up on mine. Can you guys see me, hear me? It's still on my screen. Okay, I was about to say it never even left on mine. Good, because I triple checked this video after the day before yesterday. So, all right, let me mute this here. All right, we shall proceed. But I think one of the things that Christians run into, and why they want to lean on this, what they think should be a never never-ending definition of atheism is because they understand that that according to the Bible, the Bible says that God is the same yesterday, today, and forever. So that argument will always remain the same. Their position will never change. They can, as Jeff puts it the best, they can pivot, but they can't move. They can only pivot from that one stance. He's the same yesterday, today, and forever. Where science, society, people, all of those things change. So we can adapt. Science can adapt. Those things can mold and move. Whereas from a biblical standpoint, it is the same yesterday, today, and forever, because that is your God, and your God is the core of your religious view and your worldview. So I think that's where a lot of the frustration comes when Christians talk to atheists. Is we are adaptable. And we are able to move and with societal changes and as people evolve, and that's it's hard to. I can imagine it's hard to stay patient in that argument. That argument style, that argument perspective, when if all you can do is pivot and not move.
Despite the fact that I've interviewed professors from UCLA, USC, and other professors, including P.Z. Myers and Lawrence Krauss, atheists continually accuse me of only speaking to dimwits who can't stand up to my bullying. What they don't understand
At least he admits
is that
his
it's
bullying.
the conscience that's being addressed, and that brings all of us onto a level playing field. Watch what happens when this atheist, who's clearly intelligent, changes the dynamic himself. Watch Crazy Bible 33 Minutes includes highlights of the Jekyll and Glenn interview on Living Water's YouTube channel, over 60 million views. Make sure you subscribe to get 2 new videos each day.
Yep, sure will, Ray. Sure will. I'll be sure to watch and subscribe. Not really. Yeah, I'll be right back. All right, let's just take that Living Waters stuff off there. How about that, Ray? Oh, that's big. Man, I'm ugly. No, but well, first of all, I'm just glad that the video went back up. I was gonna get pissed because I spent a good amount of time making sure the old video wouldn't do that, because poor Kay knows the roller coaster she had to go through the other day with the Jesus Camp video, which I'm gonna figure out how to do that, even if I got to do it in clips and segments. I'm gonna do it because it's that kind of shit needs to be exposed for what it is. But yeah, like I said, today's clip was a little shorter, and old Ray and his banana. Excuse me. As much as we make fun of that part of it, at the end of the day, that's what I'm talking about, is that the pivoting. Ray knows that there is no, if we're using a basketball analogy, Ray knows that he's picked up his dribble, and all he can do is pivot. There's no jump steps. There's he can't move. The dribble's been picked up, and he is stuck right where he's at. So the only thing he can do is keep doing the same thing over and over and over again, and maybe change. Again, basketball analogies, the how he throws the pass, whether it's a bounce pass or a chest pass, or whatever. But he knows the message has to be delivered with the same foot in the same place every time. He doesn't get to move. Whereas from somebody that lacks a belief in a deity and a God, a creator, we can move as science moves. We can move as new discoveries are made. We can move as societies and things change. So that's the part that, if you are a Christian, that does suck. You can say it doesn't, but that does suck, because it's just, it's kind of a spin the same wheel. Chris, rocking and rolling as always, man. I know you said you're having a down day today, and I had actually just had one of those myself a couple of days ago. I think most people know from watching and listening to Tart. If you don't, my anxiety and depression and stuff can get the best of me. Sometimes a couple of days ago, I was hit. Luckily, I have an awesome, beautiful wife that keeps me in my keeps me in my right mind, I guess you'd say. But no, like I said, we can chat here, and then when we're done, man, feel free to hit me up. But brute facts, B-ball for the win. I'm a Hoosier, buddy. And then Chris, how are things for you right now? I think I kind of just answered that. I mean, all things considered, things are amazing. But I, had a day or two bump in the road there. But that's when you have a laundry list of diagnoses that I have. That's to be expected every once in a while. But took yesterday, rested up, wasn't feeling too good physically. More so yesterday. Took some time to rest up, and I'm back at it. Back at it. Grateful for the wives. Everybody give me a oh hell yeah. Oh hell yeah. This actually gets a minute. Did you guys hear the applause? Just out of curiosity, or is it just in my ears? I know it's in my head. But it was also in my ears. Shout out to just Jeff. He hooked me up with this little Stream Deck thing so I can start here. I'm going to see if this sends the message it's supposed to send. Oh, that's why you're not seeing it. Okay. Ian, yeah, that's what yesterday. I took yesterday, and I wasn't feeling good either, but I took yesterday and did nothing. I was supposed to do that episode with K-Nevs yesterday, and I texted early in the morning. Early to me, but early in the morning, it was like, yeah, that's not happening today. That might be the first episode I've ever took off. So let's see here. Brewfax, how can you be an atheist and married as ugly as you are? Had to be good to get you married. Eddie, you know what? I'm just not gonna do this to you publicly, brother. With your 5'4" ass. Oh, and I saw pictures of Eddie and his wife when they got married, and he was the one stepping up on his tippy toes to kiss her. It was really cute. But now I'm trying to figure out. That's gonna bother me that you guys aren't hearing the applause when I hit it on here. But I just got it, so I'll figure that shit out. But before I go, well, I didn't shout out the chat room like I did normally in the beginning, but obviously, Chris, thanks for hanging out. Sweaty Eddie, Ian, Paul, let's see, Blazing Wizard, Pope, Jim Benton, I think I saw, Gavin, Isaiah Ben Yahweh. I just like saying your name. I don't believe in your God, but I like saying your name. So if you come back for that, that's fine. Actually, Isaiah Ben Yahweh, it reminds me of a basketball player. I can't remember who it is right now. But Eddie, why do you keep lying to people with your tippy toes standing ass? I get mad when she wants me to wear her boots because it makes Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Eddie's like Al Pacino. He buys those dress shoes and dress boots where the heels are like that tall. But I don't know if Isaiah Ben Yahweh, I don't know if he's still in here or not, but that video you sent us last week or whatever, of that guy supposedly tried to shoot himself like 100 times and couldn't shoot himself 100 times. We're actually going to do a review on that on a video. I think it's next Monday if you want to hang out with us. And oh yeah, we could chop that one up. faux shiz. And Abram told Eddie, "Why you always lying?" Eddie, you would wear some stacks. And he ain't 5'7", folks. He's 5'4", barely 5'4". And he comes on here like 5'7". He's like the guys when they do the at the basketball games, they do the printouts, and it's like playing guard at 6'7", and then the motherfucker runs out on the court, and it's like what it should have said was playing guard at 5'10". Yeah, that's Eddie. That's old sweaty Eddie. The devil made him do it. Fellow brothers and sisters in Christ, pray for brute facts, sweaty Eddie. But I know, again, last couple things I'll plug before I jump off here. I knew this would kind of be short because the video clip I wanted to go over is only like 7 or 8 minutes long. But yesterday, after working like weeks on getting everything finalized, we got the date and the participants finalized on the 15th. We're going to have a debate. Is atheism... why does that word leave me every time Christians say, that's God. Is atheism rational? That's the word I wanted. Is atheism rational? And the debaters is 2-on-2. It's going to be Godless Engineer and T-Jump versus Matt Adams and David Gonzalez, which if you guys know David, we may have be a TikTok, but they're going to be on, and that's going to be all kinds of elbows from the top rope type shit that night. Yeah, that one's going to be awesome. And then we have, let's see, Dave Warnock. This is my ADHD, but I can't believe, I'm impressed that I remember what I do. But 17th, Dave Warnock. If you're not familiar with Dave, he was diagnosed with Lou Gehrig's disease. And finally, I say finally, but it's been a long journey for him. He's really starting to feel some of the effects from that. So I'm very honored, and I feel like it's a privilege to be able to interview him. That'll be on the 17th, and I'm really looking forward to that. And then 17th and the 23rd, we have the 6-member panel discussion on who is or who was Jesus historically, and that one's going to be awesome. And then on the 30th, her screen name on TikTok is Infidel Noodle. And this young woman is a deconvert from, she's an ex-Muslim, and her story is nuts. And again, another one that I'm very honored that we get to have an interview with her. And I think she'll give even a new, at least for the ones that listen to our channel, a new perspective and what it really means to be persecuted. Because there's really nobody that, if you're from the States and never left the States, whether you're an atheist, theist, whatever, you don't even know the first fucking thing about being persecuted. These people are, overseas, and literally their lives are threatened, for not believing or not acting a certain way. So it's, that was going to be awesome. So there's a couple other bigger debates that I'm working on as well, a couple other singular guests, and as we get them lined up, I will be the first to let everybody know. And then also on the 23rd, this has nothing to do with TART as far as our YouTube channel, but we are buying the Conor McGregor fight on the 23rd. So after that debate, the six-person debate or roundtable, whatever you want to call it, we're going to buy the fight, and then we're going to create a stream either on Zoom or Google Hangouts or something. If you want to be a part of that, just email me, austin@tart.live, and I'll add you to the spreadsheet. Make sure you can watch it. And the only thing you have to pay for is your internet, and then your drinks, food, whatever. That's, obviously up to you. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm a big McGregor fan. And the first time during the stream, Eddie says something, I'm going to mute him, and I'm going to look up, and I'm going to go, who the fuck is that? That's exactly what I'm going to do. You little 4'7" ass. That's exactly what I'm gonna do. See what I keep doing? I keep making him shorter, and there's nothing he can do except say bullshit in the comments, but that means nothing. And then Jim, I forgot to show Jim out earlier. I was going through it. And yeah, Jim's got a show coming up with us. I had to push his back to the 22nd because two of the guys said they can only do the debate on the 15th, but he'll be on the 22nd. But yeah, I said we're a bunch of privileged children. True. Yep. Usually, Ed will be on David Smalley's podcast tomorrow. It's usually, I think his is pre-recorded, unless he's changed now. But yeah, Smalley's that dude, man. He's that dude. But all right, guys. I could keep talking with you, but I'm gonna try to get this little sound thing here figured out. That way, next time I go live, we can really have some fun. So, cool. I'm gonna wrap it up. Again, if you want to be part of the McGregor fight with us, email me, austin@tart.live. And until then, be safe and stay the fuck home.
Lift off.